Callaway's brand new drivers are here. ELYTE. I'm gonna struggle to pronounce that name. Now, there are 4 key features that are brand new for 2025 for Callaway. And I would say one of these could either make or break someone entering a Callaway driver for the first time, or actually take people from being a long-standing Callaway fan and actually causing them to jump ship. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but I feel it's the truth. So Callaway this year have 3 models. Firstly, is anybody getting Callaway epic flash vibes with this head cover? It looks insanely similar. But yeah, back to the 3 models. The Triple Diamond, Beast, the X model, which was a big story for every brand last year, but even more so with Callaway. This really does interest me, this weighting system here. And no one's hit this yet. And finally, the middle of the range model, the ELYTE. I always forget how to pronounce it, and I feel it's really hard to pronounce. And again, this weighting system really interests me. That sort of leads me into the first point. We've got love, hate, and change right here, as we do with all these reviews. Well, my first thing and the first change is the colorway, the design of the color. Do we love it? Do we hate it? Do we change it? Well, it's a little bit of a blast from the past, isn't it? It's definitely epic flash vibes. Now, for me, I think that driver was such a strong driver. Correct me if I'm wrong, it was the first one with the sort of variable thickness face, like AI face sort of behind that. And I quite like that green. It definitely feels very Callaway. So yeah, for me, I quite like the color. What do you think though? Oh, my handwriting is terrible. Okay, so I want to hit a series of shots with every one of these drivers because I want to decide if one of these changes that they've made will make someone that's never bought Callaway before buy a Callaway. And if you are a long-standing Callaway fan, will it cause you to jump ship? And if you are, by the way, I really do value your opinion on this. Now, the second change is the brand new AI 10 times face. Our most advanced driver face designed by AI. Guys, I feel so lucky that I can take the wrappers off these clubs every year. It's so cool. So the second feature there, a brand new face. And Callaway are saying it has 10 times more control points. So I'm thinking, when I've got this tee-shot right here in front of me, we should have a little bit more control. So that is actually a feature in all models. This is the first hole we're gonna go with, by the way. About 314 to that bunker. The fairway looks a blooming long carry too. That face is also present in the X model and also in the Triple Diamond. And while we're talking about the face, look at the depth of the face here on the Triple Diamond in comparison to the X and the middle model. Like, just look at the depth difference. That's crazy. Triple Diamond, X, middle of the road. Yeah, that's really different. There's also some other features that are different on the Triple Diamond than they have on the X and the middle of the range. I keep saying middle of the range, you have to bear with me. It's better than me trying to pronounce that. But anyway, let's get into hits. Now, I'm dying to hit this Triple Diamond first. The shape of this is crazy. I've never seen a driver shaped like it before. It's almost like, it looks like a mini driver. It really does. I don't know what, I want to know, will these changes give me drastically different numbers between each of the models? Wow, that sounded good. High pitched, slight on the right, get a piece of the fairway, please. Oh, you know what? That was absolutely perfect. Down at address, that looked so intimidating. We're now gonna go with the middle of the range model. Tell you what, on that fairway, 1 for 1. I am actually over the moon with that. This looks so different. I'm not sure if I like this look. It's almost like a, yeah. I'll let you decide on that in a second. Now, will this sound any different because of the material? That's a little bit off the toe. Get a piece of that fairway, come down please, a little bit right. Oh yeah, what a fortuitous bounce. Now I was expecting the numbers to be a little bit different than that. Now this one also interests me because This is the big story in golf right now, isn't it? What brand has the best X model, best forgiving model? Now it does have a little bit of offset to my eye. It does have a little bit of offset. Look at the shape on that. Now that's set in the neutral setting. I'm actually dying. It has a beautiful draw. I'm definitely going to tweak this slightly. And what I mean by that is that setting on the bottom. But I've mentioned shape, and I really want to talk about that because that's the third point on what Callaway have got new for this year that I think could be a big stumbling factor on someone leaving Callaway or buying it for the first time. Now the numbers on that last shot right there, 250 carry, 2.6 spin. Now remember, that's the X model. That's like the most forgiving, and that's a good spin rate. A 161 ball speed, 108.1 club head speed, a total of 288, and like I said, carry of 250. Now let's talk shape. I have to say, I'm really not quite sure on this. Start with this one. This in the middle right here is the triple diamond. The bad boy. Now look how small it is. Does anybody else get the vibe that this looks like a bit of a mini driver? On the left, this is the X model, and on the right, this is the middle of the range model. Now you'll notice a real difference in this shaping. See, for me, it almost looks triangulated here at the back on the Max model, and then just a smaller version of that triangulatedness. Triangulatedness, it's a really high-tech word that here on this channel. On the triple diamond, and then here on the middle of the range model, it's a lot more rounded at the back. So there's some real differences in that shape. And let's have a little closer look. Here's the middle of the range model, and Callaway's story all about this is to improve aerodynamics. And whenever you hear a statement like that, that's to help improve club head speed. This is the triple diamond. You'll also notice how this has a gloss crown too. I do like this subtle logo here, very, very classy. And here on the Max model, very, very sort of triangulated. Now in my opinion, that change in shape, some real die-hard Callaway fans might look at it and go, that's interesting. Or it might then go, you know what, that you've never bought Callaway before, you might go, oh yeah, you know what, I like that. I'll let you decide on that. What do you think of the look, of the shaping of these drivers down at the ball? Is there anyone that sticks out to you? Do you prefer the look of the triple diamond, or is it just too scary to look at because it's tiny? Or do you prefer the look of the Max model, a little more triangulated, or the middle of the range model? It's growing on me that, to be fair. How it's more rounded at the back. Now let's hit 3 more away.
That's gone so
We're going to start
left.
with the X model. This went way, way off the left. But I would say this, I do quite enjoy the sound of this driver. Then we went into this middle of the range model, slightly the right wing, but a good shot. And finally the triple diamond. One word, that was smoked.
Now I've just decided something right here. Hate. It's the shape of the Max. It's too sort of that triangulated at the back. It's really, really not for me, that. Not for me. Not for me at all. Let's pick out another key feature in this year's driver on the middle of the range model and in the Max. So the middle of the range model, you can see here, you've got a fade, neutral and draw, and it's a 13 gram weight you can move around. Now essentially, this is gonna give you a better chance of creating a shot shape for your game, or conversely, reducing a shot shape for your game, whether you want to reduce a hook or you want to reduce a slice. You could move it to the corresponding area. I quite like the look of how this sort of fits into the system. It looks kind of quite modern in that design, and going back to sort of Epic Flash, it looks like a modern version of that. Remember, they had the sort of sliding scale. This doesn't have that. It has the like slots. That was me saying slots. Why do I feel like every tee shot on this golf course is tight? Line wise, you can sort of see it poking up over that little horizon where that rain looks like it's coming. Okay, here we go. Let's bash another one away. That was out the toe, but that's bullet straight. I'm trying to fade it off there. Be interesting to see what numbers we get there. Okay, they're still pretty good. And then you can see the difference in the sole right here. You've got neutral and draw. So you can move this more into here, which I'm going to do right now on this next shot. What do you think of the shelf appeal of this driver? I like this, I really enjoy this. This bit in the middle, I'm not quite clear on. Yeah, the colourway though, reminds me of what I would know as like a real Callaway club. Now, I was thinking about this. In the past, Callaway have had some funky shapes. What was that? Was it the Fusion AI? Not Fusion AI. What was the square driver? Let me know down below in the comments. What was that Callaway square driver? Which sounded horrific. Weight system set to draw. And the reason I want to try it on the draw, it's like, we want to make sure it does what it says on the tin. So we should see a more aggressive right to left ball flight with this. And you can see that this does have a slight offset in this shape. Not only the triangle bit at the back, but the offset is sort of this bit in here. That is definitely rain over there. Okay, let's see what shape we get here. I'm going to anticipate a bit of draw, so I'm going to aim up that right. Oh yes, look at that fly. Pretty straight overall, must be a bit of wind there, but that was good. 3,000 spin, 250 carry, 3,000 spin though, that's a key thing in a really forgiving driver. And then finally, the weighting system is completely different. But before we talk about that weighting system right here, you'll notice there is a lot more carbon, or definitely more carbon in the design of the sole of this driver in the triple diamond. Carbon here, carbon here, carbon here. And then you've got two weights. It's a 14 gram weight, which I got positioned at the back, and a 2 gram weight I got positioned at the front. This would actually make it a little bit more high spinning for this driver, but if I was to move the 14 gram weight right smack up against that face, then it would make it a lot less forgiving. What the hell? Okay, it's literally started to rain, so let's get 3 more shots away so we've got some really good data to go through and see which driver is best. But don't forget, there's one more key feature I need to tell you about, which is big for this year's 2025 product. And you're 100% gonna have to tell me if you like this or not. You eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed this, and there's a little bit of a ridge here. This is the new Thermoforge carbon crown. The aerospace grade carbon fiber enables the head speeds to increase whilst optimizing launch and spin. Now you can really see this. I don't mind this matte carbon look, and you can see the rain on top of this driver, but I'm not sure on this ridge here. Look, it's really, I don't know. I'm finding it a little bit off-putting. Now this is present in the middle of the range model and the X model. And here you go here, a little bit more of a look. I like the matte look, I really enjoy that. But why can't it just be seamless? I get it, it's probably to do with construction, saving weight, etc. But for me, aesthetic-wise, I don't know about that. But what are your thoughts on that? Right, let's go and collect these balls and let's go through the data. And I'll give you my opinion on what one I like the best. I'm surprised at that LS model. How I just hit that last one was interesting. Very, very good. Very good. On the LS model, you can sort of see they have the same little ridge, but this is something that I've seen with Callaway before, but it just looks a little more, I guess, seamless because it's all the matte. It's the contrasting colours, which I think personally make it a little bit more obscure. So, on the whiteboard, I'm definitely adding in here that crown. I get it's to save weight, but it just needs a little bit more aesthetically improving. Now I know Callaway are saying this actually makes it look better down at address, but in my opinion it really doesn't. So, overall verdict so far, performance seems good, we need to look at the data, sounds great, shaping of the Max a little bit interesting, but one thing I'm going to add to this is I'm surprised about that LS model, the triple diamond. I'm seriously surprised at it. Right, so let's go through this data. So we've got love, colour, I think we can all agree with that. Hate, shape, a bit too triangulated in the Max. Crown, need to change. Make it more, I don't know, more seamless. Okay, let's have a look at this right here. I'm really interested to see which one's the longest. First, let's start with club head speed, because the idea about the improved aerodynamics and the shaping is to help improve clubhead speed. So on the clubhead speed, we had 109 with the middle of range model, we had 108 with the Elite X, and we had 109.8 with the Triple Diamond, the smaller head. Now really, that's like, I would say, average clubhead speed for me. I'm not seeing any more clubhead speed right there. Let's go ball speed right now. So see what that translates to, because clubhead speed's one thing, but ball speed is what we want it to be. The best for me was the Triple Diamond, 161.7. And I actually say my dispersion was best with that too, which is mightily impressive for a Triple Diamond driver. So in terms of a product for a high swing speed player, I think that Triple Diamond is really, really good. That was 161.7. We then had a 159.7 for the X, and then a 158.2 for the middle of the range model. I keep having to say that, you know what I mean by now. Spin rate. This is interesting. These are all spot on. From looking at what I want from a driver in terms of spin is at 2,500. All the way from the X model down to the Triple Diamond, they're right in that sweet spot. That's so good. So good. That's such an impressive thing Callaway have done there, especially in the X model and in the Triple Diamond, because in the past, I have really struggled to spin that. And then carry, 253 in the middle of the range. That actually went the best. Then we had the X, 246, and then the Triple Diamond, 252. So overall, a really impressive product from Callaway this year. A few little bugbears that I would personally change. Let me know what you think on this, and let me know if you think, okay, this is a driver for me. One of the drivers that I'm really impressed with is the LS model, the Triple Diamond. It looks so small, it looks so intimidating, but actually, it flies, and I hit it the straightest. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.